Hello, and welcome to the Owner and Investor series for Rich and Oliva. Today we're going to be catching up with Renato, who recently sold this stunning, well-presented 3-bedroom terrace in one of Marrickville's hotspots, only footsteps away from the iconic Henson Hotel. Let's go and have a chat with him now. Now Renato, why did you choose Steve and Marco to be your agent?
Initially, when we looked at selling our property, we thought that we'd go through one of the larger agencies to take advantage of their network and many branches around. That was a really bad decision on our behalf. Whilst we thought that they would be a large company that would look after our needs and get that, in fact it was quite the opposite. They had no way of being absolutely anything out of the box or anything special. It was a pro forma process. They had no real strategy and really delivered badly on their communications and interaction with us as sellers. I met Marco through another sale of another property and was very impressed with the way he and his company went about the sale of that property. Good levels of communication and honesty, and on that basis we appointed them to sell our house.
Now, how did you find the market feedback and communication with Steve and Marco?
The market feedback and communication with Rich and Oliva was fantastic. All of the way through the process, they communicated to us about the number of people, the web visitations, and what the general public reaction was to our property being on the market. Their feedback was constant, it was weekly, and it was well articulated to us, so we really understood the situation we were in trying to sell our property.
Now, how well were the open homes conducted?
The open home inspections were conducted very professionally. That was one of the really good things about Marco and his team. They arrived here a little bit early, enough to set up so that we weren't rushing things. There was always more than one person here to make sure that people were looked after, and everything was followed through. It's one thing to get people in the door, it's another thing to follow through on them, and that's something that they did really well, with a report back every week on who came in, what they thought of the property and what they thought the market value was.
Now, you actually sold the house prior to auction. How did that happen, and what was the process like for you?
We sold the property prior to auction. It was interesting, only the day before. The market at the moment in Sydney is fluctuating a bit, and there's a lot of uncertainty about it. People that are looking at properties are committing, they're not committing, they're not following through. So when the opportunity came through to get a genuine buyer with a genuine price, we considered it. Marco communicated what the options were, and on that basis we decided to go ahead with that sale prior to the auction. The whole process only took 36 hours and was painless, so it was really good for us, and we didn't have to go through the trauma of what an auction day is in your own property.
Now, would you recommend Steve and Marco from Rich and Oliva?
I would have absolutely no hesitation recommending Steve and Marco from Rich and Oliva to anyone in this area looking to buy or sell a house. They're really honest guys, they are straightforward, straight shooters that know their job and do it very, very well. They give you confidence, they communicate very clearly with you, and at no stage are you unsure where you are at with the sale of your property or with the purchase of it. So I have no hesitation to recommend them most highly.
Well, Renato, thank you so much for taking the time to share your story with us.
Thank you very much.
And there you have it, another satisfied customer of Rich and Oliva. Thanks for joining in to the Owner and Investor series, and we look forward to seeing you next time.